Today, we're going to take a look at an extremely powerful Excel function to help us quickly summarize a single Excel list or perhaps multiple Excel lists. In the past, you may have utilized an Excel pivot table to help you summarize Excel data. Well, today, we're going to take a look at this very powerful function called the PivotBy function to do just that, summarize large sets of data, all within a formula. Let's jump in and take a look. Let's put the Excel PivotBy function into practice. So open in front of you, I've got an example file that I'm going to make available for you to download so you can follow along with me. To download the file, you go down to the description, just right down below this video, look for the OfficeNewb.com blog post, and you'll find the file there. Download it, open it up so you can follow along with me. The file is called Excel PivotBy-01, and it's a .xlsx or an Excel file. Make sure you download it and open it up and follow along with me. And while you're down there, if you enjoy this video, you learned something new, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That lets me know that you're learning something and you're enjoying the video. And it also helps the YouTube algorithm so that they know that you're enjoying the video and you like to see more of this content. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get updates about new videos that we post to this channel each week on Microsoft Excel and other Office applications. All right, let's try this out. So I want to summarize the Andrew Fuller data, but I'm going to do this on the PivotBy function worksheet. So let's hop over to the PivotBy function worksheet. Now I'm going to pick a cell, really doesn't matter where, just somewhere on that worksheet, wherever you want the summary to show up. And I'm going to start the PivotBy function. So I'll say equals pivots, there it is, PivotBy. I'll give that a double click and that'll add the function into that cell for me. Now, if you look closely, we got this nice big screen tip there. I mentioned earlier that there are 4 required arguments that the function needs in order to summarize your data. But if you look at that list, it's much bigger than 4. I've got row fields, column fields, values, function, and then I've got field headers, row total depth, row sort order, column total depth, and so on. Well, if you look closely, some of those are wrapped inside of square brackets. If you see square brackets, it means it's optional. You don't have to use those. So for right now, we're going to stick with 4 of them, the first 4. All right, to make this a little bit cleaner, easier to read, easier to work with, once I've got equals PivotBy open parentheses, I'm going to go up above and hit the little FX button. So this will open up my argument window. All right, I'll hit that button. So this opens up my function argument, my first one in there, row fields. I'm going to click into that box. And remember, all of our data is back on the Andrew Fuller worksheet. So I'll go find Andrew Fuller. There's my worksheet, got my row fields, Andrew Fuller. And now I want to break up or group my data by country. So here, I'll go grab the ship country column. If you notice, because this is formatted as a table, if I click just right above the header there, I get a little down arrow, and that'll select the ship country column for me. Now I'll go to column fields. That takes me back to the PivotBy function worksheet. No big deal. I'll just go back to Andrew Fuller. And this time I'm going to grab the ship via. So I'll click right above. That grabs the ship via column. Next, values. Once again, back to Andrew Fuller. I'll grab the order ID. And then I'm going to go to function. And here I'm going to tell it to count. So I'll just bring in CONT or count, and we're good to go. I'm going to leave the rest of them as is. They're optional, just the first 4. Row fields, column fields, values, and the function. I'll hit OK. And now I've got my summarized data. How quick was that? All through a formula. And because it's a formula, it's dynamic, if somebody adds records or edits records or deletes records from the Andrew Fuller table, my little pivot by function will update and give me the new count. We've got our grouping by country, further broken up and grouped by the ship via, and then we got a count of the order ID. Try this out. Let's take Excel's pivot by function a step further. We've been able to quickly summarize a list. We got the row fields, column fields, the values, and the function. What type of calculation or summary do you want within those values? Next, let's take a look at how you can filter the results of your pivot by. Inside the worksheet or the workbook, let's move over to the pivot by filter worksheet. Now, you're going to find here, I've created a little criteria section or filter section for our pivot by data. I've got a year label, and then inside of D2, I've got a little drop down with the 3 unique years that are found inside of our data: 1996, 97, 98. So this is going to become very important in just a moment. Our first step is I got to create the pivot by to get my summarized data before I can start filtering it. So here, I'm going to grab B4, and I'm just going to bring in the pivot by. There it is. I'll hit my tab key or give it a double click. I've got my arguments list there. First thing it wants to know is the row fields. So here, I'm going to use Andrew again. I'll hop over to Andrew. And let's see, this was the row fields. So I'm going to grab the country column, get that country column, comma. I'm next going to grab the column fields, which is going to be the ship via, okay, comma. The next thing it wants to know is the values. So I'll grab the order ID column, comma. The next thing it wants to know is the function. How do you want to summarize those values? So once again, I'll find count. I'll give that a double click. And I'm going to call it done for right now. I'll close my parentheses and I'm going to hit my enter key. I've now got my summarized data in there, broken up by country, further broken up by the ship via, and counting the orders for each country and each corresponding ship via. Now, I want to be able to filter the data. I want to see just 96, or I just want to see 97, or just 98, or whatever I want to look at. Well, I'll go back to that first cell, B4, where I started the formula. Now, back up in my formula bar there, I'm going to click to the right of the count. This gives me the rest of the arguments here. So I've got function, field headers, row total depth, row sort order, and so on. I need to get all the way over here to filter array. So to make this a little bit cleaner, once I've clicked into there, I'll go hit the FX button. This opens up my argument window, and I'm going to scroll down until I find the filter array. So now here, my filter array is going to be another column from the original list. So I'll go to filter array, I'll go back to Andrew Fuller, and I need to get the order date, but I need the year of the order date. I don't want the full year. So I'm going to wipe out the name there for a moment, and I'm going to bring in the year function. If you haven't used year before, it takes a date and returns the year of that date back to you. I'll open up a parentheses, and I'm going to grab the order date column. There we go. And just generically, I'm going to say I want to know if the results of that year function for the order date column is equal to 1996. I'll grab the first year that's valid. I'll hit OK. And my little table has now filtered to just show me the 1996 records. Pretty slick. A little filter in there, taking a filter array, one of your columns, and then adding your criteria. In this case, utilizing the year function, extract the year, and then search for a specific year. Well, I want to modify this. I want to make it a little more dynamic so that when I go up to D2 and I pick a different year, like 97, I want the table to reflect that different year. Well, to do this, I'll go back to that empty cell, that first cell where the formula is created. Got my formula bar. I'm going to replace 1996. I'll just delete that. and I'm going to place in there D2. So now I've got the year function, taking the order date column, and then comparing that to the results of D2. I'll hit my enter key, and now I've got 97. If I go in here, I'll pick 98, and my little table is reflecting those updates for each year. Now, let's take it even further. This is a common question that I get. I got a little drop down. This is great. I can change it to see specific records, whatever they happen to be, whatever value I choose, but I want the option for all. If I pick all, I want to see everything inside that list. Well, to do this, I'm going to go back to my first cell again, B4, find my formula, and I'm going to add in an if. I want to say if D2, cell D2 equals all, then return true so we get back everything. If it's not equal to all, meaning it's 96, 97, 98, then give me back that year. So here, right before the word year, right before the year function, I'm going to bring in an if function, and I'll open up a parentheses. And I just want to know if D2 is equal to all, and I'll put all inside of quotes because it's a text value, comma, if it's true, then I'm going to put the word true in there. And this will return true to the function, to the group by or the pivot by function, and return all records. If it's not true, comma, then I'm going to let it do its year thing and check to see if it's equal to D2. I'll close the final parentheses there. I'm going to hit my enter key. There's all the records because it's equal to all. Hit the drop down. There's 96, 97, and so on. And if I go back to all, I get back all the records. So a little bit of function and nesting magic here, utilizing the pivot by to summarize the data, utilizing the year function to find the specific year, compare that to the D2 cell, and a little bit more magic, utilizing the if function to determine if it's equal to all or if it's one of the legitimate years. So that's a big formula. Feel free to pause the video, right? Rewind, whatever you need to do, but try this out. Super cool, very dynamic, summarizing your data with a little filter. Try it out. We're going to take a look at how you can utilize the pivot by function to summarize data from multiple lists. In the prior two examples, we saw how to summarize data from a single Excel list. Well, what if you've got Andrew Fuller and Janet and Robert and so on and so on? I want to summarize not each employee one by one, but I want to summarize all of their data into one master summary table. Take a look. So here I've got Andrew. We've seen Andrew, employee ID, employee name, order ID, order date, and so on, all of Andrew's orders. If I go over to Janet, we've got the same setup, employee ID, employee name, order ID, order date, and so on, but now we've got Janet's records. And then we got Robert, employee ID, employee name, order ID, order date, and so on, but all of Robert's data, right? They're the same list, but just for different employees. Now we've got many different routes that we can take here. Here, we're going to see how you can utilize the group by function and a little bit of magic, nesting in other functions to get the summary all through a formula. Take a look. So I'm going to hop over to the last worksheet, pivot by multiple lists. I'll find an empty cell somewhere, whatever you got there. And I'm going to bring in equals pivot by. There it is. I'll give it a double click. And once again, to make this cleaner, easier to work with, I'll go hit the FX button to open up that argument window. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. Because there are three separate lists or just multiple lists, I first need to combine the data in order to get this to work. I need, for example, row fields. This was the country column in the past from Andrew, but now I need to get the country from Andrew and from Janet and from Robert, all of them. Well, in steps a function found inside of Excel called VSTACK, vertical stack. We're going to take a range of data from one worksheet, such as Andrew, and we're going to combine it with a column from another worksheet from Janet and create this vertical stack of data. So here, I'll bring in VSTACK, open up a parentheses, and I'm going to go grab Andrew Fuller, and this is the country column. So I'll grab the country column there, get all of that data from Andrew. Then, very important, I'm going to hit comma because I'm now going to move into Janet. So I'll go to Janet. I'm going to grab Janet's ship country column, comma. Then I'm going to go over to Robert, grab Robert's ship country column, and then I'll close the parentheses. Boom. We've now got all of that data. Can't really see it all right here, but it's now stacked each column. Andrew, and then went and grabbed Janet, and then went and grabbed Robert's data and put it into one vertical stack of data. All right, now I just need to repeat the process for column fields and for the values. So for column fields, I'll bring in VSTACK again, VSTACK vertical stack. Then I'm going to go over to Andrew. This one's going to be the ship via. These are the columns. So there's ship via for Andrew, comma. Go to Janet, grab ship via, comma, and again for Robert. And I'll close that parentheses. Very important. Make sure you close that parentheses. And then one more time, we'll do it for the values. So VSTACK, I'll open up a parentheses. Going to go to Andrew. I'll grab the order ID, comma, Janet, order ID, comma, and Robert. And then once again, close that parentheses. And then the last thing we need to do here is the function. So I'll bring in the count, and I'm done. We're going to quickly summarize data from 3 or just multiple worksheets within our Excel document, utilizing the pivot by and nesting in the VSTACK to get all of the data. I'll hit OK. And I've now summarized it all. This is all 3 worksheets. We got 4 for Argentina Federal Shipping. We got 3 for Argentina Speedy Express, and so on, spanning our 3 worksheets. Quickly summarized utilizing a formula. You got to try this out. Make sure you've downloaded the file. Remember, the link is down below. Look for the OfficeNewb.com blog post. Download the file called Excel Pivot by -01 and try the magic out. Simple little formula to summarize all of your data. And if you like, you could throw in a filter here and now filter by year for each of these bits of data. Pretty cool. Or we could filter by the employee. You got one table to show them all, but maybe I now want to break it down from one table into each individually. So cool. Try it out. So there's the Excel pivot by function to quickly summarize your data. Very similar to an Excel pivot table, but all done utilizing an Excel function. And we've thrown in a little bit more magic in there to summarize data utilizing a filter and summarize data across multiple worksheets, including the VSTACK function, so we can get all that data into one vertical stack, each column, the country, the ship via, the values. Done. Very cool. Make sure you tried it out. You've downloaded the file, open it up, and follow along with the video if you weren't doing that already. If you enjoyed this video, you learned something new, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get updates about new videos that we add to this channel each week on Microsoft Excel and other Office applications. I hope you enjoyed it and you're now placed the pivot table or the pivot by function inside of your Excel arsenal to help you quickly summarize your data. All right, I'll see you in the next video.